so life in our little office was very quiet. That is, until it was shattered one day by that fateful telegram. So, what was it about? The telegram that was delivered this morning, I mean. Don't give it a moment's thought. It's nothing. Nothing interesting. Boring, in fact. I promise that I'll tell you about it at some point. Apparently, Lord Van Zykes hasn't appeared in court once since our last encounter. Since Suzuki-san's trial, he is withdrawn from judicial service again, it seems. Good morning. A good morning to die, perhaps? Has something happened, Mr. Sholm? You mean you pawned that enormous machine of yours? Making use of a pawnbrokery is quite ordinary here in London, I assure you. To the people of London, pawnbrokeries are akin to banks. So whenever we have something that's getting in the way, we leave it at Windibank, you see? It's a Stradivarius, one of the finest violins in the world, made by the renowned Italian luthier Antonio Stradivari. Well, it's about the violin. It looks very different to normal, don't you think? That instrument isn't a violin at all. It's an entirely different instrument, called a viola. Well, you see, this viola, I mean, was at Windibank until last week. So you send your beloved violin to the pawnbrokers in the hope that it would experience personal growth? Last week I pawned my great antilitoscope in order to release my precious instrument. But it would appear my Windibank mistakenly furnished me with this tawdry fiddle instead. We must visit Mr. Windibank's brokery at once. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Sholmes? What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am the Story-Driven Gamer, and welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to hop back into the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. I'm really excited. We just started Case 5. We still have no idea what case we're actually getting ourselves involved in. We don't actually have a case yet. But yeah, my canker sore is mostly healed. It doesn't hurt to talk anymore. So I am ready to jump in, and hopefully I won't be in pain this time. Which will hopefully mean a longer video as well. So in the last video, not a lot happened. We started off the chapter in our law office, the Ryunosuke law office, which is just as messy as they all are in these games. Like seriously, I'm pretty sure, like Phoenix Wright's is full of junk and stuff as well. Must be a family tradition, family trait. But yeah, Suzuto had gotten some kind of telegram. And it seems important to, what's gonna happen in the case going forward, but she's not willing to share with us what it's about. So I'm dying to know what that's all about, but we'll have to wait a little longer on that. Then we went downstairs to have breakfast with Sholmes and Iris, and Sholmes was down there playing his violin badly, I might add, and all depressed and wanting to die and kill himself and all kinds of suicidal. I'm like, what the heck? Never seen him like that before. But it turns out it was just because his violin playing is not what it used to be. And it turns out that's because it's not even a violin, it's a viola. And his violin is at the pawnbroker. I forget what it's called. Something Bank's Pawnbrokery. Which, so he sold his big machine that he used, his big invention that was sitting on his desk to get his violin back. But they gave him a viola instead, a completely different instrument. So that's pretty much all that happened. That's where we left off. We're gonna head over to the pawnbrokery and see if we can get our violin back, or his violin back. I don't think. Yeah, we have no new evidence because we haven't started any investigating of any kind yet. And let's see, is any of this new dialogue? The world-famous great detective above whose lodging Miss Suzuto and I rent our own office and rooms. Okay, that's new. Extraordinary young girl who lives with Mr. Sholmes. She has a degree in medicine and is the author of a popular series of short stories published in prominent magazine. Okay. And I already double-checked. I investigated everything here. I even got the trophy in the last episode for investigating the fireplace, so we are good to go. A new location has been added. Oh, we can go to the... I know we're supposed to go to Windibank's, but I kinda want to check out Baker Street. A bustling London street on which can be found Mr. Sholmes' office and Windibank's Pawnbrokery. There's a large park nearby, too. Let's do it. Okay, is there anything... Okay, yeah. there's the pawnbrokers there. Might as well examine a little bit. Look at all the different things in the window of the shop. Ah, that's Windibank's, the pawnbrokery. It looks much smarter than a pawnbroker's in Japan, doesn't it? Yes, you're right. I find pawn shops at home rather inapproachable, personally. Have you ever played, Yakuza game? They're all seedy and disgusting. It reminds me of tearfully parting with my favorite fountain pen. I felt so miserable. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, Mr. Naruhodo. I guess. Yeah, it's the only thing that I can even examine here. Check over here. What is this? Oh, this is our apartment. Or Sholmes' apartment, I guess. It's already been 2 months since we started taking lodgings here above Mr. Sholmes' office. That's right. There was a big time gap from the last case, so it's been 2 months. I still can't quite believe it. I never expected things would turn out like this. Oh, I know! To actually be sharing accommodation with the world's greatest detective. He couldn't even tell the difference between a violin and a viola. Calm down, Suzuto. If I ever find myself before a court of law now, I will have not one regret. Trust me, it's gonna happen sooner rather than later. This is a Ace Attorney game. Our assistant usually ends up as a accused of murder or something. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'd be happy to defend you, of course. Ooh, is this a bit of foreshadowing? Watch what happens in this case. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, we have a weird telegram that has to do with Suzuto. I mean, we don't know anything about where we're going with this, but it seems to revolve around Suzuto, so I wouldn't be surprised if she gets involved in this case in some degree. Maybe as probably not a victim, obviously, a culprit. An accused murderer, perhaps? Okay, I think that's it. There was nothing to really see here. So, off to Windibank's. I didn't read the thing. Oh well. I'll read it later. Ooh, as I expected, full of cluttered antiques. 15th of April, Windibank's Pawnbrokery. Ooh. Oh, gotta have fancy clocks. So this is a British pawnbrokery. Oh my! There are all sorts of tools and contraptions in here that I've never laid eyes on before. Ah, Suzuto-san. And that spark of wonder in your eyes. You can't wait to scour the shelves, can you? I don't know what this is, but I want it! I get the impression you enjoy I get the impression you enjoy places like this. Oh yes. I don't know why, but seeing such a lot of things I don't understand is a real thrill for me. My dear fellows, let us not forget why we are here. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, I forgot you were here. We are calling on matters of business, not pleasure. And clearly Mr. Sholmes means business too, judging from the spark of fury in his eyes. He's got his vigor back. Ah, Mr. Sholmes, sir, welcome back. Did you hear that brazen welcome? Well, yes, we are potential customers after all. We are disgruntled customers, Mr. Naruhodo. It's time to inform Mr. Windibank of our ire. Come. The fight is afoot. I'll kill him. Okay, Mr. Weasley. Okay. As usual, before anything, we gotta show him our armband. Mr. Windibank, about this. Let me see. I'll give you 2 for it. Or is that 2 pence? No, I don't want to pawn it. Get away from me. Okay. Now, the second thing we do before talking to him is investigate. What are you doing, my dear fellows? We are not here to browse for interesting curios. We have come to teach this broker a lesson. Okay. Oh, but there are just so many fascinating items. Looks as though we'll have to talk to Mr. Windibank first before you can explore in here, Miss Suzuto. My apologies. Yep, everything is checked off now. He's gonna say the same thing. Okay. Fair enough. Mr. Windibank, we have some things to discuss. I wonder, could I ask you something? Gentleman from the East, I see. Yes, that sable suit. I suppose I could offer you 6 pence for it. Without wishing to offend, the tone is somewhat dull. Sorry? Aha, but for your splendid attire, ma'am. 5 guineas, no less. The colors are exquisite, the design exotic. Eastern artistry at its finest, might I say. Oh my, 5 guineas, you say? I don't know what any of these, mean. How interesting. Why do I feel as though I've suffered some sort of defeat here? Actually, I was hoping to ask you about your business. I've heard it said that pawnbrokeries are used rather like banks here in London. Yes, sir, indeed. Many of my customers utilize the establishment as you describe. I appraise their items and offer them a proportionate loan and 2 months of secure stowage. Huh. If in that time they repay the original sum to me, plus the agreed interest, their items are happily returned. But what happens if they don't pay you the money? I send my boys after them. Then the items are offered for sale in my shop, as you can see on the shelf behind me. So you never sell items before the 2 months has passed, then? That's right, ma'am, that's right. Which means some considerable responsibility rests on my shoulders. Should a customer's precious belongings be lost, the only recompense is for me to end it all. I have a gun behind my desk for such occasions as this. The very idea, Mr. Windibank, is an absurdity. One should never talk of one's demise so casually. I would never do that. Says the man who was telling us all it was a good day to die only this morning. Exactly. And let us not forget that I've already helped you take measures to ensure such a tragedy never occurs. Oh, what sort of measures? I engineered a simple device which Mr. Windibank has installed here in his shop. Oh, is that the big device on your desk that you sold him? I call it the red-handed recorder. Is that not so, Mr. Windibank? What was that deep sigh about? Okay, what's this about? What on earth is a red-handed recorder? Use your eyes, my dear fellow. There are 2 just below the ceiling. Oh, okay. I was actually looking for it on the shelf or something. I can see what appears to be a camera attached to some sort of timing device. Oh, so is it like a security camera? An old school security camera? Or maybe it's set to like snap a picture when somebody walks in. Very astute. It is indeed a camera, furnished with some 100 pieces of celluloid film. And every 30 minutes precisely, the camera automatically records the appearance of the shop. Oh, it can record? That's fancy. Unless they just mean record as in a picture. Here, I have an example I can show you. Okay. Oh yes, a print from the camera set to record the activity at the shop counter. I developed a special type of film so sensitive it produces a crystal clear image in darkness. Really? That's extraordinary. Okay, go you. Yes, you can clearly see the counter and the door behind it. Look. Me likey. So you see, were someone to enter the premises with ill intent, his identity would be summarily exposed. Summarily. I could not say that word. But, did you not say that the photographic prints were taken at 30-minute intervals? Indeed, as you say, my dear madam. A lot could happen in that time. Then what if the incident would occur in between times? One could only say, that would be a cruel twist of fate. Aha! What are the chances of that? I must confess your devices have been giving me some cause for distress of late. I beg your pardon, Mr. Windibank. Surely they are anything but distressing. Reassuring is the word. It's the cost of the film, sir. You most graciously placed not 1 but 2 cameras in my shop after all. which means I must pay for nigh on 100 utterly useless prints every single day. I'm afraid the cost of the film would break me before I'm very much older. Maybe I should have asked you first. Nevertheless, a small price to pay to ensure the safety of my preferred pawnbrokery now. I got your back, dude. My dear fellows, we verge on an age where safety and security comes at a price. Oh, heaven help us. I'm not ready for this newfangled technology. Okay, let's get back to the topic at hand, the violin. That's the reason we're here. Naturally, you will recall this, which I retrieved from you some days ago. Yes? What do you want? The second-rate fiddle is not my faithful instrument, Mr. Windibank. The color of the wood is different. It has holes in it. It's not even the same size. A wonderful summary of our observation, Mr. Sholmes. I hope he didn't sell it, the real thing. I'm so very sorry, sir. I wonder if he did. Or maybe it was stolen or something. And so he tried to, replace it, hoping we wouldn't notice. How utterly unforgivable of me. An inexcusable mistake for a pawnbroker. There is only one way to make amends. Let me take out the gun. Oh my gosh! I was kidding! No! Stop! I shall have to take my own life! Fare thee well! Oh my gosh. Psycho. I don't think that would be necessary, do you? If I may just say one thing before I pop off. Yes? Oh my gosh, this is nuts. Watch it like, I just have to say that I accidentally sold your violin. And then Trump just grabs the gun and shoots him himself. It was you, sir, Mr. Sholmes, who took it upon himself to remove the item the other day, I believe. Sorry? As I recall, I entered the storeroom to fetch you a violin when I heard... Ah, here it is! You did? Oh, you idiot. And when I turned to controvert you, you had taken the viola and left, sir. Yeah, good job there. However, there can be no doubt that the blame lies firmly at my own door for allowing you to leave. So I shall not grumble or grouse any longer. May this guilt die with me. No, stop, my dear fellow! The fault is mine! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna do it! Wait, what do you say, Mr. Sholmes? Phew. It would appear that the fight is over. I do humbly apologize, Mr. Windibank. Evidently, my questionable disposition precipitated this tragedy. It is all my fault, like everything else that happened in this game. Well, you wouldn't be Mr. Sherlock Sholmes without that questionable disposition, now would you? Ha, I do believe you may be right, sir. Ha 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 ha. I goofed. It's either laugh or cry, I suppose. So many emotions running rampant today. You are, it must be said, one of my more challenging customers. I needed to remind you of the peculiar collection of items you brought through my door in the past. Oh, peculiar items? In the extreme, ma'am. For example, the unpublished manuscript of an eponymous work, the novels of Sherlock Sholmes or some such. Oh my, a new full-fledged novel? How much? How much is it? And unpublished? A story I have yet to read, you mean? Forgive me! Wait, before you die, you must tell me more. Give it to me! Then you can end your miserable excuse for a life. Oh man. Okay, tell us about it. I must know more. Tell me everything. I'll kill you myself. If I have to. Wow, Susan is really fired up now. Is there really an unpublished story under this very roof? Well, one day the gentleman here brought in an old metal chest, you see? I should like to entrust this to your care for a while, Mr. Windibank. For a chest like that, 1 shilling, sir. Not a farthing more. It houses something of very great value indeed. The latest manuscript, recounting the adventures of one Mr. Herlock Sholmes. I beg your pardon, a manuscript? You wish to deposit a manuscript? Indeed I do, for I am confident it will be quite safe here. And is it? And that was that. As such, Mr. Sholmes' latest tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom. Mr. Sholmes, is that really true? Do I sense that someone doesn't want to talk about this? I continue to pay your fee, do I not? Then kindly continue to store my belongings securely. Of course, sir, of course. They are safe and sound with me, I assure you. On my life! This is all very strange. Yeah, really. It sounds like all kinds of weird back alley deals and stuff going on. Now then, Mr. Sholmes, allow me to return your precious violin. Okay, that was easy. Ah, the very thing. Thank you, Mr. Windibank. I kind of half expected him to have either sold it, or it's like damaged, or I don't know what. Perhaps this might mark the end of the peculiar items you try to pop, Nah. Because if anything were to happen to one of them, this would be the only answer. I really think you ought to stop waving that gun around. Someone could get hurt. If I wouldn't look good in your reviews, fear not, sorry. I've only loaded a single bullet, so no one but myself could possibly be harmed. That's not really what I meant. Good day to you then, Mr. Windibank. You might want to go get some help. You're a bit mental. It's been a pleasure as always, Mr. Sholmes. So, Mr. Naruhodo, now we can explore at last. Let's do this. Okay. Look at that enormous ledger open on the counter there. Mr. Windibank is, if nothing else, very particular about recording the items he accepts. He'd have to be. Otherwise he'd get himself into all sorts of trouble. Which might explain the thing that catches my eye far more than the ledger. What are we looking at here? I see a dog picture. That caught my eye. And a little lantern looking thing. And that. It's not. Oh, it is in the picture. I couldn't see it because I don't know why. It's behind the lantern, but you can clearly see it's there. This revolver here. Do not entertain even a single thought of pilfering an article herein, my dear fellow. Huh? I assure you, Mr. Windibank would not hesitate to draw that weapon with a speed belying his portly size. Oh, you don't mean he'd blow his brains out? Indeed, in recompense for his blunder. Oh my. Well, at least, as long as he doesn't shoot us, I don't care. But in any case, of course we would never do such a thing. How would you even suggest it, Mr. Sholmes? Well, I might. Might be a good idea for his own safety. Scales. There seems to be a little door hidden behind that curtain there. Oh, and that. That leads to the storage room where Mr. Windibank keeps articles that are currently in pawn. Ah, I see. There's nothing of particular interest inside. I certainly wouldn't recommend any larcenous activity. Recommended or not, it's not something I tend to do. There is but one key and Mr. Windibank keeps it in his pocket at all times. Before he sleeps, he places it into a small pot, which he slides under his pillow. How on earth do you know about that, Mr. Sholmes? I am a detective, sir. It is my business to know what others do not. Plus, I took a nice long nap in there. Your bed is quite comfortable. I am frequently assailed by information that I neither care for nor wish to retain. Mr. Sholmes, you are a wonder. And the prime suspect of this pawnbrokery is ever burgled. It's Sholmes. Okay, now let's examine this. Look at this! What could this lovely, big, shiny box be? That, my dear madam, is a music box. Surely you have such a thing in your own country? Oh my! Yes, but I've certainly never seen one so large before. I didn't know what that was, to be honest. Shall we listen a while? What do we got? Put on some tunes. Ah, so soothing. Ah, what a sublime sound. It's like the music of angels. I've never heard anything like it before in my life. This is what the future is. This particular specimen is of the larger variety, only commonly found in public houses and restaurants. There is a metal disc inside on which the notes to be played are recorded. Simply by replacing the disc with another, any music you care to imagine can be played. My goodness, what a simply delightful machine. Indeed, though their popularity has waned recently with the development of the gramophone, of course. Science and technology advanced at such an overwhelming pace. Didn't we get in a day or two's time, didn't we go from black and white photographs to color ones? I think there was literally a day, maybe a day or two the most. And they're like, oh, we have color pictures now. So, after 2 months, I'm surprised we don't have Blu-rays yet. No, I'm kidding. Okay, what else we got? I see a horse that I can't examine. Check the shelf here. What an assortment of things there are on these shelves here. Crockery, footwear, clocks and watches. Almost anything you care to imagine. Those are forfeited items ordered for sale by the pawnbroker. What does that really mean, though? When you pawn or colloquially pop an item, the broker loans you money against its worth. He stores the item for an agreed period of time after which the loan must be repaid. If not, he is free to display it in the shop for sale, at a price of his choosing. Oh yes, now you've explained it, I'm noticing little price tags on everything. Of course, simply by paying the agreed interest on the loan, one can extend the period of safekeeping. So you may pawn that black garb of yours without fear, my dear fellow. I think I'm good. My treasured university uniform? Never. Never! It embodies my student spirit! How dare you suggest such a thing, Mr. Sholmes? My god. Okay. That might be it on the side, I think so. Oh. What's this thing? A gotcha machine? I don't know what this is. Now, what do you suppose this rather enormous machine does? It seems to have 2 little windows for looking through. Allow me to enlighten you, my dear fellows. And madam, what you are looking at is a stereoscope. My dear fellows, lady fellow. Drake and Josh reference. Okay, kinda. A stereoscope. Fascinating. Ooh. It is aptly named, I assure you. Look through the eyepieces and see for yourself. Oh, I should be delighted to. Excuse me a moment while I just have a look. Just before you do, there's something I should point out. Does it cost money? My dear fellows, in order to see the image properly, stereoscopically as it were, you will need to be cross-eyed. However, if that is beyond you, it is of little consequence today. Alright then, I'm going to try it. What do you see? Ah! Mr. Naruhodo, you must see, at once! Oh, alright then. Let's have a look. So I need to be cross-eyed, like I'm trying to look at my own nose. I'm just naturally cross-eyed. What the? It's a girl. Do we know her? I don't believe it. I'm blanking out. Do we know her? Oh, okay. It's just a photograph of print, but it seems like you could reach out and touch it. Or is it like a 3D image? Yes, the sense of death is startling, is it not? Stereoscopes are one of London's many fads. They are often found in little stalls in the park. People queue for hours to see them. Why? Why are people meddling with such black magic? What is this magic? It is no magic, my dear madam. It is, well, far too complicated to explain at present. We shall save this lesson for another day. Oh, you don't know, do you? How this works? Interesting. I wonder if that... I thought that they were all shocked because they recognized the girl or something. Still, I wonder why it was a photograph of her of all people. I feel like that'll be important. What is this on the floor? Oh, this is the camera thing, right? Oh, maybe not. Look at this. Whatever could it be used for? That is a mouse trap, Suzuto. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. Ah! There's a small catch just here, look. We're going to open it, aren't we? You betcha. Oh my, that's amazing. It has some sort of spring-loaded mechanism, which we'll never manage to put back the way it was before. Whoopsies. Huh? What are you two doing? What? Nothing. No, nothing at all. Don't look. Whatever this device is, it seems to have a pair of little windows to look through. I feel as though I've seen something rather similar to this elsewhere. I was gonna say, that sounds like this thing. I guess. Okay, the door? Oh, we have a calendar here. Have a look-see. Okay, it's April 15th. That's important, I'm gonna have to remember the date. That's not a calendar you could easily miss, is it? 15th of April, today's date. I'll commit it to memory. Yes, that's not for sale, I must point out. Yes, I am still here. It is an Eastern-style page-a-day calendar. Every night at midnight, I tear off the front page to reveal the following day's date. And on the back, there are funny jokes. The perfect calendar for a tearaway fellow such as yourself, Mr. Windibank. And who was it who walked out of here with the wrong violin before? Yeah, you have no need to criticize anyone there. Well, when the agreed storage period is passed without repayment, articles are forfeited, you see? So I have to keep a close eye on the date. It's something of a pawnbroker's obsession, you might say. Oh yes, I can see you're very dedicated to your job. What? Only tuppence for it? That ain't fair and you know it. The article is barely worth a penny, miss. I cannot offer you more. What the heck was that? Sounds like there's an argument brewing over by the counter. Oh, okay, this is a separate incident. It has nothing to do with what we were just talking about. I guess I investigated everything. Come on, that can't be right. Have you even had a proper butcher's at it? I've seen all I need to see, young girl. Oh, what if it's the girl in the photograph? Oh, it's, what's her face? What's her name again? Lestrade? Gina Lestrade? Wait, don't we know? I'm sure I recognize her. Oh, yes. It's the young lady from Mr. McGilda's trial 2 months ago. That she is. Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer, earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket, you might say. Yes, and she had a rather large gun. Hey there, Gina. What's poppin'? Gordon Bennett, you lot! I gave her like some kind of Cockney accent type thing. Hello, Miss Lestrade. I hope you've been well. Die, infidels! What? You remember me then, do ya? Well, I remember being completely surrounded by smoke, that's for sure. So, what are you doing in here? Down and out like the rest of us? Nothing to eat? Come to pop that black weasel sorry coat, have ya? What is it about this black uniform that makes everyone comment on it? It's stylish. Ah, good day. Unless I'm much mistaken. You would be the young pickpocket who stole our experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ah, Mr. Sholmes. So, you have something of value to pawn, do you? It better not belong to me. Allow me to see the article and I shall negotiate with Mr. Windibank on your behalf. Pull the other one. I don't need no help for some stuck-up day. Get out of my business. Go on, I'll make trouble for you. Calm down, young lady. As you wish, Miss Lestrade, I will happily remove myself from your presence. Don't have to ask me twice. He's really done it. He's gone. It's like, I'm out of here. I'm sorry, but as I said, there really is no room for negotiation here. What is that thing he has in his hand? Some kind of metal disc? Yes, we invented... The CD was just invented 2 minutes ago. And you, go on, leave me alone. Oh, Miss Lestrade, just pretend we aren't here. We shan't be offended in the slightest. Look at that. Look at those, she's staring daggers at her. Pseudo-san can really stand her ground when she wants to. Whatever. Okay, anything? Oh, you tell me I can examine everything again now? Except, I guess, new dialogue? Before we do that, though, would you like to take a look at my band? My armband? Would you have a look at, That's strange. Where's my armband gone? I stole it! What's the problem? Something wrong? Don't suppose? You're looking for this? Yes, but how? And when? And how again? I got a talent for it, haven't I? Divine. That's bordering on black magic. And it makes what I was about to say about my armband seem a little dull. So, what do you want to tell me about it then? Nah, we're good. Yeah, we have him in our... Pop Windibank. Oh, his name is actually Pop, okay. The proprietor of a pawnbrokery on Baker Street that is regularly patronized by Mr. Shorms. He has a very great sense of responsibility to his clients. And he's suicidal. Gina Lestrade, 17, a young pickpocket who we first met during a trial 2 months ago. She and Iris have become firm friends since. Okay then. So I guess before talking to her, we might as well examine everything once again. Does he have new dialogue? Yes. Look at Mr. Windibank watching diligently over his shop. There's still so many things I'm curious about. I don't believe this is a time for browsing, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, I get it. He's surprised to see whether that argument's been resolved yet, I suppose. Okay, so we can't examine anything. Okay, I'm kind of happy about that. Should I talk to her? Or what's his face first? You know, she's my main, I'm gonna talk to him first. She's been in before, of course, this little tatterdemalion. I see, whatever that means. And brought some dubious article or other with her every single time I might have. Dubious? What are you trying to say? I'm an honest customer, me. So, is there something dubious about the disc she brought in today? Well, if it only were that simple. Sorry, what do you mean? What she actually brought in was a storage ticket. What? A storage ticket? So... Miss Lestrade has actually come to redeem an article for me today? Is that right? Yeah, that's right. A girl like me has a lot of stuff what needs storing. Alright, yes. That's definitely dubious. The article in question would have been forfeited at midnight tonight. But as she gave me the ticket for it, and repaid both the loan and the interest, I was obliged to return the article to her. So what's the problem? But what was the article? Do tell us, Mr. Windibank. The little scamp is wearing it, ma'am. The bag? Oh, the coat. It's the overcoat that she redeemed. Oh. What? What's wrong with that? It's fine. It fits, don't it? I mean, it's mine, so of course it does. So, what about the disc then? How does that come into all this? Ah, the disc is something else. A new article to pawn if the girl and I can agree on price. Okay. I mean, let's talk about the disc itself first, I guess. Mr. Windibank, what exactly is this metal disc that Mr. Lestrade brought in? It seems to have hundreds of tiny little bumps on its surface. It's like a braille CD. Ah, this is a music disc, you see? For use inside a music box. In a music box? Oh, you have one over there. What? You don't even know what a music box is? You Eastern lot ain't too savvy, eh? I know what a music box is. I just never seen one of these discs before. Lay off my back, woman. The small protrusions on the metal disc encode the tune to be played by the music box. You simply insert the disc and set the machine going, and beautiful music plays. It's so incredible. Tell us, what tune is on this disc? Well, I'm afraid I couldn't tell you that. There are so many different types of music boxes, see? British made, German, Swiss, cheese. I have no way of knowing which particular machine this disc was made for. Ah, I see. And that's it in a nutshell. I wouldn't have any customers for an item like this, even if the young lady forfeited it. Really, I'm already offering more than I should at a penny. That's a pocket of lies. He told me he did. He said it was, well, what? Who? Oh, did somebody give it to her? Never you mind. It just ain't right, that's all. That is worth good money, I know it is. Well then, you'll have to try your luck at another pawnbroker's, won't you? Is there another one? Ah! I'm gonna take that gun and shoot you with it. New article to pawn. Let's go back to this. I'm confused. I thought you said that Mr. Lestrade brought in a storage ticket today. It's really quite simple. Yes, the child brought me a storage ticket, and the money owed on it, as you say. For this heavy black coat which you returned to her care, as I'd understood it? That's right, yes. And rather unsurprisingly, as soon as the little ragamuffin put the thing on, she went rifling through the pockets. Oh, you mean it's not hers? What? Don't you know it's rude to stare at a lady? Ah, I see. So it came from the pocket of the overcoat, did it? Oh, you mean the return ticket? Oh, the desk. If you mean this disc, then yes, exactly, ma'am. And she immediately tried to pawn it for quite a high price as well. This is all rather suspicious, I think. Yeah, so I guess he's suggesting that she somehow got her hands on the ticket. It's not her coat. Give it up. I'm just trying to pawn something like anyone else would. Miss Lestrade, may I ask who deposited the overcoat here in the first place? Well, me. I'm not lying. It doesn't really appear to be your size. Me old man. It's me old man's, ain't it? Yeah, I don't think so. Is it, Miss Lestrade? Yes, this is definitely all rather suspicious. Oh, I guess we're not gonna get to talk to her? Oh, is this the real owner? Out of my way, please! Oh, gosh. Edgeworth, is that you? Nah, it doesn't even look like Edgeworth. But he is dapper. Who's this picture postcard English gentleman? Yeah. Good day to you, ladies, gentlemen. What's your problem, eh? There's no problem, as long as you remove yourself. I've a matter to discuss with the proprietor. The exit is that way. If you intend to make a problem of it, I shall see you outside, little girl, for the hiding you deserve. I will whip you good. Look, ain't it obvious? I ain't done talking with him yet. If you think you're such a gent, you should know how to wait in line. You don't need to when you have money. Well, you are an impudent little brat, aren't you? As well as a pickpocket. Eh? Who are you? How do you know who I am? The question is, how do you not know who I am? You haven't the courtesy even to remember the faces of your victims, it seems. What? You mean from you? Broker? Yes, sir. I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you now. Oh, is that his coat? Yes, the article in question belongs to me. I demand it for to be returned at once. Oh my! Now, how do you prove it though? Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull? Give me back my overcoat, you rascal. And needless to say, any music box discs too. No, you can't have it. You just can't. What a nice pose there. It's me old man's, or it was. Now it's mine. I wonder if she really was telling the truth. It's hard to tell. I don't know the truth from the lies anymore. Goodness, Mr. Naruhodo. This is a very awkward situation. Yeah. Yes. Yes, it is. I think perhaps we should hear both sides of the story in a little more detail. Okay. Well, this time I'll start with Gina Lestrade, since last time I didn't get a chance to talk to her, so I still can't investigate stuff. So let's talk to Gina first. The gentleman's accusation. What do you got to say for yourself? Miss Lestrade, is what the gentleman is saying. What do you think? It's all lies, ain't it? Obviously. I swear on my life, I ain't never laid eyes on that dandy before. Let's hear it now, you little ragamuffin. You stole it, didn't you? That ticket you brought in here just now? No, I swear it. I swear to God. It was barely an hour ago. I was walking along the street minding my own business when this little gutterling ran into me. I knew at once what had happened. I've been robbed yet again, I thought to myself. Those wretched pickpockets. Yet again. Oh yes, as you can see, I am a man of impeccable style. Just look at me. This isn't the first time that I've been targeted by these backslum scoundrels. Unfortunately, I only know the one. Now then, relinquish my overcoat. Grr. Come along now, Miss Lestrade. Give the good gentleman his coat back. If you're going to cause trouble, I shall have no choice but to call the police. Hold on. Why does everyone think it's me? I wonder why. Just look at this dandy cove, and you think I'm the dodgy one? Well, yeah. I'm sorry, but no one's going to believe you. Hold on, I have to hear both sides. Well, what about evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence that I've stolen something, eh? Come on, let's see it. You got any? Oh, I have evidence, naturally. I've been recording it on my cell phone. What's a cell phone? You what? Okay, let's talk about this evidence. Evidence that the article Miss Lestrade redeemed actually belongs to this gentleman? Of course. We need only consult Mr. Windibank's ledger to know the truth. We'll be able to look up the name of the person who deposited the article in the first place. Yes, brilliant. I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid that won't be possible. Oh. Pooh. I never ask customers' names. That's a strict policy of mine. But why not? I don't believe in security and whatnot. Well, now, as you can imagine, some of my customers have circumstances to consider. A great many of them prefer to maintain their anonymity. Yes, I see. But then how can you know if an article belongs to the person asking to redeem it? Why do you even have a ledger in the first place then? Oh, it's quite simple. I guess those tickets or whatever. Good sir. Might I trouble you for the watchword associated with the article in question? Oh. Of course. It's... Huzzah! Professor! Yes, that's right. and all the evidence we need. This gentleman is the rightful owner of the article, without doubt. A watchword? Interesting. Hey, I guess it works. Should I keep going, or should I... Do you have anything new to add? Okay, let's just talk about him first. Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, yeah, do you have a name? One would expect the inquirer to introduce himself. Yeah, to introduce himself first. Though clearly you are not British, so perhaps our ways are foreign to you. Oh, sorry. Yes, we're from the Empire of Japan. We're studying here. Oh yes, Japan. I've heard talk of the place. What the heck are you doing? Oh, I'm so pretty. Its inhabitants live on some fiery brown-colored soup, dressed up with exotic spices. You might be thinking of somewhere else. And what was that theatrical gesticulation about? Perhaps anyway, if you're a gentleman, sir. You offer your own name first, before inquiring after the name of another. Of course, yes. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a lawyer. Well, a student of law, really. My name is Suzuro Mikotoba. I am Mr. Naruhodo's assistant. I see. Don't care. My turn now. My name is Benedict Cumberbatch. Yes. Eggert Benedict. Oh gosh. Eggs Benedict. Enchanté. He's a prim and proper gentleman, isn't he? He's so refined in how he holds himself and how he speaks, but the name is suspicious. Makes me hungry. Now to the matter at hand. Oh yeah, I got the moves. My overcoat. Return it at once to someone with the style to carry it off. Grr. Every move he makes, every breath he takes. I can't stand watching him. Isn't that a song? Aren't those song lyrics? Okay. Well, I'm glad I talked to him then. Back to Gina, though. Talk about those watchwords. So, about these watchwords, Mr. Windibank. As I just explained, I never ask customers' names when they deposit items with me. There are many reasons why. Certain customers would like to keep their activities secret. Hey, look who it is. That wasn't exactly a subtle glance at Mr. Sholmes now, was it? Great detectives have no dark secrets. None at all. Especially not Mr. Sholmes. Yes, well, anyway, that's why I always ask for a watchword whenever I accept a new article. In many ways, it's like the secret combination of numbers used to unlock a vault. The date of deposit, a description, and watchword uniquely identify each item. And of course, then I give the storage ticket to the customer. So we got layers upon layers of security to make absolutely sure. When someone comes to redeem something, I ask for the ticket and the watchword. And if that someone tells you the correct watchword, you return the article? That's right, sir. Yes. Just as soon as the requisite fee is paid. And I have supplied you with the information you require already, but for the avoidance of doubt. The article in question is an overcoat, deposited 2 months ago on 15th of February. With a watchword of Professor. Okay. All perfectly correct information, sir. But how? Really, this is beyond a joke now. There's no further room for doubt. I really wonder. I mean... Oh. Okay, now he's wearing the actual overcoat. And Gina's left with nothing. I mean, yeah, that seems to cinch it, right? Like, there's no way. How would he know all that stuff if it wasn't him? But Gina really seems insistent. She's not giving up the goose. She's like, no, I'm telling you, how'd this happen? So I wonder if somehow he got the information. So let that be an end to the matter. And thank you for your custom, Mr. Eggert Benedict, sir. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm beautiful. With such reasonable rates of interest, I may even decide to come back. This is why I hate grown-ups. Just because I'm a diver, everyone thinks that makes me a liar. And the contents of the coat pocket have you played, broker? But of course, sir. Here's the disc for you. Just this one? Pardon, sir? Oh, what else was in there? I was expecting another, or that is, I deposited another. Oh, a little slip of the tongue there. Another disc. Oh dear. I regret to inform you, sir, that what was deposited with me was merely the overcoat. The disc happened to be in one of the pockets, but I was completely unaware of it until now. Okay, so something tells me this guy was just trying to get his hands on the disc. There must be some kind of information on there that he wants. Now, I don't know how that would work. Because, I mean, obviously you can store, like, all kinds of data and stuff on, like, CDs. But I doubt this kind of thing. You could store anything but music, right? I don't know how they actually work. So, Gutterling, you're hiding more of what's rightfully mine, are you? Says who, eh? I don't know nothing about it. Very well. I'll be on my way. Just kidding. Oh, he is going. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Wait a minute. That disc is mine. Yeah! Oh, what do you think you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal. Oh my! Yes, there's blood on the disc. It's because of all those sharp little bumps. The man must have scratched his finger on them. I found it first, alright? I mean, it belonged to me, old man. So you're not having it. Or you take it. Me? If I hang on to it, you'll have it off me again. So you keep all of it. Miss Lestrade, what? Why is this disc so important to her? It seems important. It's important to the both of them for some reason. They both want it. And I don't think it actually belongs to either of them. Is the vibe I'm getting. Music box disc. A metal disc used to play music in a mechanical music box. The piece of music, which remains unidentified, is stored on the disc by means of small protrusions. You there, in the black livery. Hand that disc back to me at once, please. No, don't. He's lying. Grown up for all liars. What do I do now? How am I going to resolve this? Can I just investigate stuff? Look at Mr. Windibank watching diligently over his shop. There's so many things I'm curious about. But somehow I don't really feel like this is the right time to be browsing. Calming this fraught situation must be our first priority. And I'm fairly certain that we can find just the great thing we need among the articles here in this shop. Okay. Who should I even talk to? Mr. Windibank is clearly at a loss here. We have to do something about this before he reaches for that revolver of his. I'm gonna do it. Huh. Wow, Miss Lestrade is really looking daggers at that mysterious gentleman. We need to do something to calm things down before she loses control and attacks him again. Oh, do we have to, is Sholmes still over here? We probably have to get him. Look at those piercing eyes. He's clearly in no mood to talk. We have to do something quickly before this mysterious gentleman leaves to fetch the police or something. Yes, let us go get Sholmes. Mr. Sholmes, what are you examining with such keen interest there? As you enjoy a bar of caramel, I see. Oh, he's looking at the photo. I just realized. So, you found me at last, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry? After that young pickpocket sent me on my way, I was forced to lurk in the shadows. Cruelly ostracized as the rest of you partook in the jovial atmosphere of fellowship. I had nothing to occupy my mind, but was too ashamed to let society see what my downfall had done to me. So feigning mock interest, I pretended to examine the tedious trinkets in this desolate place. Whilst, as you shrewdly observed, gnawing on the only friend I have left, the 7% solution of caramel. Or caramel, however the English say that word. Pray, do you claim to understand the depths of my despair, Mr. Naruhodo? But how could you? I was so lonely, so desperately lonely. Then why on earth didn't you rejoin the conversation? Things have gone from bad to worse here, you know. Yes, I've heard much of your conversation. Or rather, in my craving for human contact, my ears devoured every word that was uttered. You really were sad, weren't you? Poor Mr. Sholmes, I feel simply awful for you. It would seem that my inferences are correct. Oh, surely you're not about to tell us that you solved the entire case once again? You betcha. My dear madam, sometimes I wonder, were my genius for deduction to be commoditized? How much could I pawn it for? It seems Mr. Sholmes has had another of his flashes of inspiration, but who knows if it will help to resolve the situation between Miss Lestrade and the mysterious gentleman. What's the right thing to do here? Interesting, it's giving me the option here. I wonder if that's a sign that's gonna take a while. We've just approached an hour of recording. You know what, let's listen, let's start. Let's listen to it. Well, Miss Lestrade, it would appear you found yourself in something of a predicament. Where the blue blazer have you been, eh? Pardon? When a lady's in trouble, a true gent's supposed to be there to help. Straight away, not an hour late. An hour later. Harsh, but correct. Shazam! And who, pray tell, are you? Mr. Eggert Benedict, you have, in my eyes, a veritably encyclopedic array of curiosities about your person. Nevertheless, there are two immovable conclusions I have drawn. I beg your pardon. The first is this. The true reason for your visit to this pawnbrokery today is something that you have not yet revealed. And the second is this. A considerable crime is in contemplation, one you will orchestrate with intent to steal a vast sum of money. Ooh. Well, Mr. Benedict, what say you to my deductions? How? He's turned as white as a hard-boiled egg. Hard-boiled Benedict. It would seem that once again, Mr. Sholmes has made a flawless deduction. But probably not. Just who do you think you are, sir? Oh yes, as I hoped. That is precisely the pained expression I was looking for. So, shall we begin? The time has come for yet another Sherlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular. Let's do it. The Great Deduction. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Mystery Man's Aim. First of all, we must ask ourselves on what business you ventured to this pawnbrokery today. You claim to have followed this pickpocket here, having had the redemption ticket stolen from you on the street. But that is most certainly a lie. The real truth is something quite different. Come again? As revealed by that which you hold in your hand. Yes, what brought you here to this shop in the first place is the staff recruitment flyer. The piece of paper in your hand is a staff wanted advertisement from this very shop. Yet even the most unobservant would soon realize that a man of your appearance has no need of such employ. In other words, there is some ulterior motive for your actions. Huh. The cane which you unwittingly clutched to your person exhibits an incontrovertible contradiction. What utter rot! I've had this cane for years. The contradiction of which I speak is, of course, the missing ferrule. I don't know what that is. Is that supposed to be on the tip? The end of any walking cane would be terminated with a metal ferrule to protect the wooden tip. And yet detailed analysis of the wooden tip of this stick to be utterly bare. Do you like my night vision goggles? Therefore, there's only one conclusion. The rod that you hold in your hand, which appears to be a walking cane, is in fact no cane at all. Don't make me smack you with it. You recoil, sir. Is something wrong? And in your recoiling, you inadvertently facilitated the answer of the next conundrum to present itself. Namely, what is the truth behind this rod you bear? Yes, your reaction betrays the truth. The handle, which you evidently would like to conceal, is the key to understanding this riddle, you see. I think I saw some initials on it. I didn't see what they were, but maybe they're not. Maybe the cane's not his. From the moment I saw it, my suspicions were aroused. What walking cane demands? It's a stout handle, mused I. ... But of course, as I said, there's no walking cane. No, that rod. Okay. It's the broken handle of a shovel. What? Are you insane? And now, having determined this undeniable truth, the conclusion is clear. Your true motive for coming here? And that is... was to take employment at this establishment in order to excavate the ground beneath the premises. What a calculated crime you have conceived, sir. A wickedly calculated crime. Yeah, that sounds very logical. The tunnel underneath the Pawnbrokery. Now, what's his reason? Says you. Great crime. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. For we must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have been planning. This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, a gentleman, intend to excavate the ground beneath this pawnbrokery with a broken shovel? What on earth do you suppose I could expect to find there? Some long-forgotten treasure, I suppose? Say, for such a fanciful theory, what possible reason could I have to do as you say? I will tell you. Oh, but there is ample reason. As you're only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. Am I? Ah, and your furtive glance is more than telling than I could have hoped. What? Let's consider what would motivate a man to infiltrate a shop such as this and covertly dig beneath its floor. The answer is revealed by the council notice on the counter to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. This letter gives notice of public works to be carried out in the local area. And according to the enclosed plan of the upcoming sewage works, beneath this shop runs a sewer that adjoins another, one that runs under the bank on the opposite side of the road. Oh gosh. This man has entered the sewers now, has it? Does he look like the kind of guy who'd be crawling around down there? By excavating the ground beneath our feet, you will gain access to the waterway that flows in very close proximity to the great vault of the financial institution opposite. What are you? In summary, sir, you devised a masterful plan to pull off an elaborate bank robbery by dint of the underground tunnels. Master plan? Which brings us at last to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. With what plunder did the thief hope to make off from the underground vault of the bank? Are you quite serious? Quite serious. Having consulted with Scotland Yard some days ago, I happen to know the answer. But naturally, the answer is no secret to you, is it, Mr. Benedict? Cumberbatch? I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells us all we need to know. London... Oh, the Crystal Tower. A postcard of the Great Exhibition. I'm afraid you quite lost me. Currently in the final stages of preparation, the great exhibition will soon be underway. I had a feeling that would come back in some meaningful way. And the government has provided extra funds to complete its centerpiece, the Crystal Tower. Funds that currently sit in the vault of the bank, on the other side of this road. Pardon? Yes, the considerable crime you have been contemplating is the theft of that which sits in the vault of that bank, the special reserve fund for the great exhibition. Of course, that is top secret police information, so keep it under your hat, please. Great crime. To steal the great exhibition's reserve funds. Yeah, I'm sure that's it. I'm sure you got it right this time. This concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this pawnbroking puzzle. Huzzah! Aren't I so awesome? Mr. Sholmes, you really suck at this, don't you? Well, Mr. Naruhodo, an impressively upbeat deduction for a detective racked with loneliness, would you not agree? Was it true what you said about the bank over the road and what it has in its vault? Indeed, though few know of its existence, it is one of the government's most closely guarded secrets. Gregson told me in the strictest confidence, and now I just told all of you. But you just announced it to everyone here, rather loudly in fact. I'm pretty sure even the people outside heard you. Ah, pay that no mind. And if it's such a big secret, how would Mr. Benedict have come to find out about it? There can be one explanation for that. Clearly it is because the man is a criminal. But what if he didn't know anything about the money in the vault? If he is a criminal, as you said, now he knows. Then buying a brand new shovel is sure to be the first thing he does, now that you revealed the secret. Oh, well yes. Or if he doesn't, maybe Mr. Windibank will. He already has plenty of shovels here after all. Oh my life! I assure you I'm not so unscrupulous. Well, hopefully this has taught you a valuable lesson. Sensitive information must be handled with the utmost of care. Ha! Ha! You better keep that in mind. One can never be sure that someone privy to secrets won't disclose them. And once the word is out, it's out. Perhaps I'll think twice before confiding in you next time, Mr. Sholmes. An excellent idea, Mr. Naruhodo, an excellent idea. Ha 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 ha! Don't trust me with anything. Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, you know what to do, I'm sure. Yes. Let's listen to that great deduction again and see if we can massage it into shape. And that is where we're going to leave the episode here. I think there was one other episode I did this. It's just that these can tend to be long, you know, going through it all and, you know, investigate. I also like to investigate all the things to examine, you know, whatever. And yeah, it's already like just about an hour 15 into my recording, so I think now's a good time to stop, and we will pick this up after, you know, later. I don't know how much is left in this investigation, or at least this part of the investigation. It could end right after this deduction. There could be a bunch more. I still don't know where this is going. If this is actually... This all must be important to the case at hand, whatever it's going to be. But is it going to be a murder mystery? Is it going to be something completely different? Like, is this one going to deal with theft or something? Is it just going to be figuring out what the heck is going on with these CDs and whatnot? I have no idea. But it's exciting, you know? I like it. I like how we brought Gina back because I really liked her. This guy's actually cool. I like him. Trying to give him like a posh voice, a bit different than my like Cosmo voice and, you know, some of the other voices I did, a bit deeper and full of himself. I don't know. We'll see how it sounds when I play it back, but as a character, I like him. I like his dancing around, his funny moves and whatnot. But yeah, it's been eventful. The whole episode pretty much took place in this pawnbrokery. But lots to investigate. That pawnbroker there is quite a character, Windibanks. I was kidding around about how like Sholmes was all suicidal, but this guy is one bullet away literally from killing himself. So hopefully that doesn't happen. So like I said, in the next episode we'll pick up with this and we'll try and figure out what's really going on here. So thank you guys so much for watching, And go ahead and like the video, hit that subscribe button. It would really help me out. Share the video, of course. Hit the notification bell so you know when more go up. And I'd really appreciate it all, because I appreciate each and every one of you who watches my videos. And please leave a comment. I can't stress that enough, because I want to engage with you guys. I want to know what you think of the game and all that. You know, any theories you have, you know, assuming you haven't played it and know what's going to happen, you know, spoiler-free comments. I really want to talk to you guys, so feel free to hit me up with a comment if you like the video. And that's all I got for you. So I will see you next time. Take care, and bye-bye.